What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Weekly Cheddar. Jake Shavink here. You know what time it is. We've been building to this one. We talked about it, that this live show was going to come through the wire here after Combine Week, before free agency. We're doing a little bit of a Packers mock draft frenzy here for you guys. And so what this is going to entail tonight is Adam Huddle has put the over-under at 4.5. That's low, okay? And the reason I say that is because I have a few kind of scenarios typed out, ready to kind of roll with when we do it, all these mocks. But I also want your input, right? I do want to see, like, what do you think is like a scenario we should try out tonight and see how it works out, right? You can obviously put in some input for what you'd like to see at certain picks. Of course, we can definitely do that. We can have you guys do one if that's something you want to do as well. But I left it kind of open-ended. As I said, I have some scenarios I want to go through and see what happens, but I want your input as well as the folks start trickling in here as we get this going. I don't know if Joseph S. is here, but he put this in here last night and said we moved it to Thursday because of the State of the Union, of course. That's definitely what I was thinking. Oh, yeah, he is here. He put the 10-9-8. So Joseph's here. Adam Huddle is here. SDN40 is here, and he's got some exercise ideas. Remy is here. Prince Capsaicin is here. And then Remy also put this in as well, and we're going to use some of these for sure. SDN40 says 2 exercise ideas. Do cornerbacks run dry after pick 54? Is defensive line really deep enough to get a possible difference maker at 54? Yeah, those are some good ones that we could kind of, I think, mix into what we might want to do, right? I have one that says take cornerback right away at 23. And if that's something where, okay, perfect, now we can see, is D-line deep enough to take that swing at 54 and get a difference maker? We'll be able to do that. Do cornerbacks run dry after pick 54? So no cornerback first 2 rounds. I like that. We can definitely do that one. Let's put that up there. And again, that might happen in some of these that I have typed out. So if it does, then you'll kind of get a good sense of that one. So that's something we'll definitely be looking at. Adam Huddle wants to trade up, trade down, trade for DK, and trade for Hendrickson. Okay, we can do that. And then Remy also says, let's do a few, try to go get the 3 available stars, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and DK Metcalf. So yeah, we can definitely do those. That's something that we might save a little bit down the line here, because I want to get into it, right? We're 3.5 minutes in. We haven't done a mock yet, and we got to make sure to hit this over-under. We're going to hit the over tonight, folks, for sure. So yeah, let's do that. I have a few typed up. So here's one that I wanted to bring up early here. Shall we do the focus on the trenches to start? Is that something that, let's kind of take a peek at what that would look like if that's the focus early. I see one with Azareye'h Thomas at 23. There's a good chance if we do the cornerback early one that he would be the pick there, just because I think there's enough of a fit there, and I think the scheme, as I said, fits him perfectly. The size, the athleticism, it's all there. So that might be the cornerback early one if we do it as well. But I think let's do the trenches first here. And again, if you guys want to go like, hey, let's hop over to Pro Football Network for the next one, or let's keep it at PFF, you let me know. We're going to start at PFF just because that's what I have up first here. So let's go with the trenches. We'll start there. And yeah, Remy echoing this. Yeah, Goody's comments talking about how this draft is strong there. So we might as well see how something like that goes, right? This could mean, right, as we kind of paint the picture, this could mean that Green Bay gets a corner in free agency, someone they like, someone they could bring in. Maybe it's Asante Samuel Jr. We'll see who it is, right? Maybe it's DJ Reed, although that price is pretty steep. But if that's something where they find a corner that they like to add to the room, or Josh stays, right, one of those 2 things, this would be a great spot to kind of go, okay, yeah, let's see what happens if Goody says draft is strong here. Let's do that. Yeah, the Eagles factor draft. You know what? I'm renaming it. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do that. Howie Roseman style. We got our eggs. Howie Roseman side up. I swear I changed it. Okay, let's do that. Paulson to Debo. That's another one. Remy, that's a good one to pull as well. So, yeah, if one of these guys ends up in Green Bay, right, we'll start there and see how this, let's see what happens if Green Bay kind of focuses there with kind of the top three, rounds maybe being trench players. Lee's here saying, hey, everyone, it's got to be one of the most confusing draft classes in a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of reports about guys falling, guys rising. Brandon Hallam has Texans wide receiver room ends up being Nico Kirk Golden. That would be sick. Brandon, great news for you. I'm going through Kirk's stuff right now. I'm going to post that film room tomorrow with Debo's. So we're kind of also focusing a little bit on some of these receiver trades just because if for those who know, Brandon might not know, I love the receiver position, the ins and outs of it. I feel like I can describe it pretty well. And so, yeah, I'm going to have something up on Kirk, and I'm probably going to be doing something on Golden very shortly as well, probably for Sunday or Monday. So appreciate you showing up, Brandon. Good to see you. Joseph Gleason says, is pulse on Debo's leg going to be a non-factor once he's back? Perhaps. It might take some time, right? And that's the big thing off of injuries where it's like, ACLs, leg injuries, Josh Simmons, right, as we've talked about with the patella tendon, like, that could take some time for him to get back to form. But if they believe he can get there in, a 2 or 3 year deal and they feel comfortable with that, they might go that route. The PFF ranks did get, yes, they got shaken up a ton, and we'll kind of get a good look at that if we stay on this simulator. Again, if we want to go to PFN and just see how it looks comparatively, we can definitely do that. Dana's popping in here. What's going on, Dana? Says wild pre-free agency, the amount of high-end players being shopped. Yeah, it's maybe not the most insane free agency period because it technically hasn't started, but certainly, as you said, Dana, pre-free agency, it is wild. So, yeah, I think we'll see how much movement we're truly going to get. Obviously, we've had a couple dominoes with Debo and Kirk. We'll see if there are any others at the receiver position at all. But, yeah, will Garrett be moved? Will Hendrickson be moved? Will DK be moved? So there will be, a little bit of that as well. Paulson Debo had a clean break, supposed to be out 3 to 4 months, so he's healthy already. That's good to know. All right, so let's operate under that assumption, right? Green Bay goes and gets a corner. We're focusing on the trenches early here. We're doing this draft Howie Roseman style. Have I gone 7 rounds? I have, just to make sure. Okay. We'll run it turbo. Let's see what we get here. I think you're going to see more of Shamar Stewart being gone. Funny enough, yeah. So he goes 8th to Carolina, right? That seems right on the nose. No more Emin Worry, right? Campbell off the board already. Ezaraku off the board already. Yeah, this is something that I could see happen for sure. So I think it gives us some options. I know James Pierce, I get it, but I don't think he fits the 4-3 at all. Right, he's 245, I think. Right, that's just not going to happen. It's not a fit for them. So for me, Scorton could come and play here as an edge rusher, but I do think we're going to make the move of getting interior defensive line to kind of start this thing off, and then we'll see where we're at a little later with edge. So yeah, let's go get our interior defensive lineman. We've picked Harmon a lot, so let's stay with that. We'll go Derek Harmon to start with here. It feels too on the nose right now, which it feels like he's just not going to be a Green Bay Packer at that point, right? But I do think like it makes a ton of sense with him. I know some people talking about Scorton. I think he fits actually. Even though, there's maybe a lack of bend there, I think there's enough power there. I think there's enough quicks there. So, have I heard anything about Scorton? I mean, why skip Senior Bowl and did nothing at the Combine? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him. Again, guys just maybe saving it for the pro day, right? He dropped a lot of weight. Is he still kind of training at that weight a little bit to kind of maintain that weight? I don't know. But I haven't heard anything of like why that happened. I don't know if the Senior Bowl he skipped it to kind of cut weight from that 280 and he didn't want to be out there at 280 or whatever he was at because he wanted to maybe, if he had gotten down, to where he likes to be and where he's comfortable at that 257 to 260, he might have gone out there and played. That's just maybe my, like, maybe not it's not an, I guess it's an assumption, but like that could be the reason potentially why he skipped the Senior Bowl. I don't know about the combine. Maybe he doesn't think the testing numbers are going to be great, and he wants that little pro day bump like many do. But I think he's pretty darn nimble. He was decently nimble at 280. He's even going to be better to me at 257. Prince Capsaicin says Harmon or Nolan can't decide. Kelvin Banks would be a great pick in this scenario. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tackles still available. That might be a scenario we try with, let's go the long-term tackle route. We might do that, but I think we're going to go with Harmon or Nolan here. Just to kind of, get this, I think, 3-tech stuff in order, get this front four kind of rocking, I think, in the right direction early here. So, yeah, let's stay on the straight and narrow. We've gone Harmon a lot. Let's go Derek Harmon again here. Let's see if any edge rushers fall to this pick. And of course, Alfred Collins falls here, who I really, really like, who could honestly take Slayton's spot and probably do quite a bit more with it. Ooh, this could be fun. This could be fun. So I like maybe Ursary here. I know for those who weren't over on the derailed thing last night, they might not like this a ton, but I'm liking the idea of starting how we started last night. Just because it fits the kind of trenches look that we want to try. And, Joseph wanted to go Nolan. Maybe we'll go Nolan in another one. But we'll see. Remy says, why draft 3-tech when we don't have a 1-tech replacement for Slayton? Well, I think it's because Slayton's not always on the field, right? So it's not always like, every single early down snap is Slayton. They have Kenny out there with Wyatt, right? They have other mixtures out there. So it doesn't seem like they always want necessarily to have the 1-tech out there all the time. And so if you have guys like Harmon, who I think play the run pretty well for a guy, that dynamic as a pass rusher, I still feel like if you want your front four to be, more multiple, I think it gives you a lot of options in that regard, especially if you guys still think Kenny's going to be a 1-tech. If you think Brooks could move around in that, like I don't know if necessarily the 1-tech is where Green Bay is going to look. They really haven't done that outside of Slayton, so I don't know if they're necessarily going to go for the replacement. They could. I just don't know if that's a guarantee, right? So Kenny is basically a 1-tech as well. I mean, Kenny at that size, you would not think of as a 1-tech. So to me, that tells me that there are guys that like Kenny who, yes, he's, as you said, Remy, he's played 1-tech, but clearly he doesn't have that build. And so if somebody else like Harmon is flexible enough, right, to do some of that stuff, which I think the way he can play the run at times is really impressive, I still think it still fits of somebody who like can move around your line, still be a dominant 3-tech, still be a part of the 1-tech stuff early. Like I feel like if they just want Kenny to be the 1-tech as well, if they're still like confident in that, right, then also, put Wyatt on notice, put Brooks on notice. Like, yeah, no, we're going to get better here. So that's just my thought there. Chris Ends in the chat, what's going on, says, your show last night was gold, sir. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're going to have Brian and Mike on here at least once before the draft, if not more, and definitely once after the draft, because that was a really good, I think they brought a ton of info, great discussion, so I was really pleased with how last night's show went. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Coach Len is here saying, if we draft Harmon, does that mean Slayton is gone, or is there room for both? I just don't, I'm wondering, because again, structurally, there should be a 1-tech in this defense, right? And so maybe they bring back Slayton, but I don't know if they necessarily need him per se. Now, if they want to go, if you want to have a draft where we go the 1-tech, we can definitely do that. But yeah, I don't think Slayton's necessarily back because, again, this is where This is where the struggle is, like, for me with this D-line class of, like, are they going to go after a one tech? If so, they are going to have options, right? Alfred Collins is certainly one of them, right, of those one techs. Kenneth Grant, if he's available. Tyleek Williams, right? CJ West, perhaps. Jordan Phillips, young player with a ton of potential, heavy hands, plenty of power. Jamari Caldwell's maybe a little big for them as a one tech, but, like, there are one techs available. I just don't know if they're necessarily like, oh, the one tech has to be one tech, traditional one tech size. That's my thing. I don't know if that's the way they're thinking or not. So until they do that, like, I'm not gonna. We're gonna go through the scenarios, but to me, it feels like they're gonna look for more of the Harmon size type of player, right? That's your maybe a little bit not quite TJ Sanders, but your Norman Lotz, right? Joshua Farmers. So, like, guys like that they might look at instead. But we'll see. I'm excited to see how they address D-line. But we're going to start with Harmon here. Make sure we're on that comment train here. Prince Capsaicin, are there any offensive tackles that you don't have to move inside? Here, yes. I think there are. At this point in the draft, yes. I think Ursery is somebody you don't have to move inside, right? I think Donovan Jackson actually has that level of flexibility, which would be a great selection here. Trapilo is another one I don't think you have to move inside, right? I think he's 6'7", 6'8", so you're probably not going to anyway. Chase Lunt's in that category as well. I know we talked about Logan Brown last night of, like, yeah, he probably still can stay outside, Brian thought, which I thought was interesting. Vincent's another one that's probably going to specifically play tackle. So there are options. Do we want to go that route instead of edge in the second and maybe wait on edge rusher a little bit later? I'm not opposed to that, but it can get a little dicey. There are a few names here, though. So if we want to go offensive line, I'm not opposed to that one bit. What do y'all think on this one? Shall we go? Because I'll tell you who it's between here. Likes Holland Pierce is potentially the next Mailata. Is he that good of an athlete, though? Because I think that could be the difference. That could be the difference with Holland Pierce. Maybe he is. I mean, yeah, some of the reps of the Shrine Bowl look pretty decent for a guy that big. So 6'8", 340. I mean, I think, is he on here? He might not even be here, which I don't know why he's not here. Jalen Travis would also fit in that, I think, Remy, in terms of, like, yes, this guy could be, he's like 6'7", 339, and the athleticism was off the charts. So Jalen Travis from Iowa State. So, yeah, that could be possible. Dana says the Nolan discourse has been weird. Top 10 talent, but the vagueness of immaturity and work ethic has me wondering how much is real. Yeah, that's what's tough about draft season. You never know what's real and what's not. And it's hard to sort through all of that. Remy says, I hope Slayton's let go. Nolan has a high ceiling, but there are questions about his consistency and motor. Some games he just doesn't show up. Go Norman Lott to double up. No, okay. Joseph, I like it. I understand. We're probably not gonna do that per se, but I do think we're gonna do something. Look at the arm length and wingspan, crazy. All right, I will do that for sure. Here are my options. I think it's for me, Donovan Jackson, because you can play him at guard, because that means Jenkins could move to center, or Morgan moves to center and you play Jackson at guard. But I think it gives you a great best five, or, because we're going to go trenches, that was the goal, we could go JT Tuimolo out of like the, can you unlock the power, right? He plays with plenty of it. Can you unlock that explosion to power a little bit more? But he makes impact plays. He's a phenomenal run defender. Like, that's very clearly in the profile. Or we go Kyle Kennard. Well, yeah, that's true. Ryan could go to center as well. That is an option. So I think we need another offensive tackle. If Morgan can't do it, we are an injury away from Telfort. Okay, so What does everyone think? We go JT to Imoloa, we go Kennard, or to me, we go Donovan Jackson here, who gives you versatile depth enough where it's like we've seen it at guard, we've seen work at tackle. Like he can, if somebody gets hurt, this is either your sixth man of the year or it's a long-term starter anyway. Like I think you can get both. But yeah, so Remy says Donovan Jackson, top 30 player. JTT also very good. He can be 10-year starter. Coach Lim wants JT. Joseph Gleason wants Jackson. SDM40 gives the edge to offensive tackle. Yeah. Okay. So we got some more votes for the tackle / guard, right? In Donovan Jackson. But I think that's where we go. I would love to take Ursary, but again, I think if you are interested in just like, yeah, he's just the swing tackle for now and he's maybe the long-term tackle, you could make that argument to me. But I also like the idea of Jackson being able to play right away. JT certainly fits this team. Dana says I'm not the one who thinks just because Nolan didn't show up in the box score, he disappeared just in nature. That's the problem. When you watch defensive linemen, right, when you see like, and this is what pass rush win rate and run stop rate, like if you get even the 17% win rate as a pass rusher, that's one of every 6 plays where you're seeing that, right? And that's what's tough about watching defensive line. It's like it can lull you to sleep because they're not always around every play, and they could be doing their job and not making like the splash play, and that could be really, really boring. All right, so most people are saying let's go Jackson then. We'll go that direction here. Trenches here, Howie Roseman style. Let's see what's available at edge. Oh man. Jordan Phillips could play one tech. That's crazy. Elijah Roberts. Now, how big is Elijah Roberts? That's what I want to know. Did we get an RAS at all for Elijah Roberts? We did, and he's huge. He's like more 3 tech. Check the cornerback board for information purposes. Yes, but we'll check the corner board. But if we go trenches, to me, the Howie Roseman draft to me says we got to get 2 defensive linemen and 2 offensive linemen at least. I think that satisfies that need. Yeah, it isn't great here. Corners run out pretty quick in this draft like last year. Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could reach here for a few guys. Or we could go get our receiver now. Might be some guys available here. There actually aren't. Isaiah Bond. Yikes. Yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah, that's the one thing. I was hoping he was a little bit smaller to play edge. I don't think he is. So that's not ideal. Here's the thing. We're gonna do something we don't do very often because he's too small usually, but I just think there's too much talent and dog in him here in Kobe Bryant. We're going to do that. We're still going to have room to take edge and another offensive lineman for this team. So as we sit here in the 4th, we went Kobe Bryant. We've got Harmon and Jackson on this team. I know Kobe's not very big for those in the comments or, obviously here at the live chat. I get that, but we decided to do it anyway. Yeah, Savion is more of, again, that, as Remy talked about it, that 3-4 and more so than a 4-3 defensive end. Yeah, how much does Bryant weigh? Yeah, it's 180 right now. Halfley would love Bryant. Yeah, Remy, and that's why I put the disclaimer out there, right? He doesn't seem like the Packers pick. He's 190 plus. Right. That's why I put the disclaimer out there of like, hey, this is not something they do, but again, I didn't love what was there anyway. So we are moving right along. And again, that's why we're going to get into the cornerback early, I think, for this next one, just to see how it goes. As for edge, there are going to be a couple options at 160. We should look center at some point here. I clicked on corner. That's not what I meant to click on. Kendra. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I know what we're gonna do here. Okay, let's take a receiver. Let's kind of fill out the receiver room a little bit, and go with probably Pat Bryant here. Unless we got a linebacker we like, not really a whole lot. Yeah, it is true. It's not the best. It's not the best. Oladejo, yeah, that's Dana. That's the one I was looking at as Oladejo. I think that's probably where we're going to go just because I know I want to wait for Joyner. I want to wait for Fadil Diggs. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to go that way. Put in the weight room, changes frame for being an edge. Coach Lynn, does he have the frame to build on? Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to see if because he is 6 foot, by the way. He is taller. He's 6 foot. So to me, like if you're 6 foot, I feel like you can build to 190. And I feel like he looks like the big type to me. When you see him, like he feel like he can put on because he's lanky, but you know, I like it. I like it. We're gonna stick with that. Let's go Oladejo here to keep the things rolling, so we're not sitting around for a long time. We're gonna go Oladejo. We're gonna add to the edge room with him. Again, the run defense and run stop, that's great. Green Bay likes to build on those types to be edge rushers anyway, so we're gonna go that direction here. We need one more offensive lineman to complete the Howie Roseman build. Let's do this now because I know Dalton Wayne brought him up. What does Xavier Worthy do that Dante Thornton can't do? I mean, to me, Worthy's a lot more sudden in short spaces than Thornton. But from the speed standpoint and obviously having the frame and the size to handle, stuff in more contested spots, I think that makes a lot of sense. So we'll run 4-2. That's fair. That's a good call, Dana. That's a good call on that. Really quick, Joseph Gleason, have you watched Crenshaw? Yeah, I've seen, he feels a little bit clunkier mover to me, but I see that there could be some vision there of like Ball of Clay day 3. And Coach Lynn asked Torrey Horton. He's another one that's a little bit smaller. So if we're going to make one, threshold breaker in this mock, it's probably going to just be Bryant because Horton's around that 180 as well at receiver. But again, a taller, longer guy with maybe the ability to add to the frame, and maybe they think he could. Remy says, I think Packers corners have to be 5'11", 190, have a lot of interceptions. Remy, if you could build that list, we will take one of those corners that you feel like we could, that fit that, lot of interceptions deal. I have the guys who fit the size stuff, but I would love to know who the interception guys are. But again, that production is so hit or miss. Like Emmanuel Forbes had a lot of picks, but a lot of them were thrown right to him. So that's like the ball production is a little scary to me. Like I need to see like is the ball production like actual ball production, or are we getting like but I get what you're saying. This is, the history is there. Remy loves Oladejo. Coach Lynn says from Sacramento, good kid. Could play Sam or disguise a pass rusher, a weapon for Halfley. Well, there you go. We didn't take receiver, right? We haven't. So we're going to take Nick Nash because Coach Lynn brought him up. Obviously a bigger guy with, I think, enough of a frame to play outside, right? Can go up and win the ball, tracks the ball pretty well. Nick Nash does to me, and obviously has the production, right? Oh, shoot. Gosh darn it. 6'2", 196 for Horton. That will play. That's my bag. Look at that. Coach Lynn coming in. He did. He put on 15 pounds. All right. Well, we're going to pick him tonight. That's for sure. We will pick him. But I do like Nash in terms of like, production, reliability, 5.5% drop rate is pretty good. He obviously dominated, the competition he played against. He's not the fastest. He isn't the fastest, right? Oh, I said we were going to go Thornton. I think we should do that. But I do like Nick Nash in terms of like win versus man coverage, all of, I think, the intangibles or really more of the fundamentals. at the catch point to succeed. So I wouldn't mind it, but I think we're going to take the athletic freak here, Dante Thornton, here at 160. Maybe a little bit early, but again, it's all relative to this certain board, right? Okay. I think we got to go get a center of some sort here. There's talk about maybe Clay Webb could do that. I do like Marcus Ware to do it, right? We've kind of had that conversation already. So maybe we wait until then. What do we still need? What do we still need for this mock? We have Harmon, we have Jackson, we have Bryant, we have Oladejo, we have Thornton. 3 picks left. We have to add another offensive lineman in order to meet the Howie Roseman school of trench play. Interesting. We could go Trey Weedig, who has worn a lot of hats in his time in college. Not all of that with Indiana, by the way. We could go get Remy's guy, Holland Pierce, who has been a force. Connor Colby, I don't think he is. He got moved up in the rankings change, unfortunately. West Coast kid, Green Bay will like him. That's true. Green Bay does go to the West Coast quite a bit. I mean, we certainly have here. We've gone Harmon and Oladejo, so we've gone out west already significantly. Miles Frazier's there. Do you not see him at center? How big is Frazier? So we got to find somebody who's more in the Green Bay threshold of sorts. 6'5", 317. That can work. That can work. I just want to see Slater's. 6'3", 311. So not the tallest, but a darn good athlete. So yeah, I think we take one of these two to play center. What do y'all think? Should we take Frazier or Slater? So Slater's 6'3", 311. Frazier's, I think, 6'5", 317. So I think both fit pretty well. Pretty decently within the thresholds. Slater maybe could play center. Frazier, Frazier's... Let's do that. I think we go that route just because... Well, Gray did get center reps after the combine drills. We do like the Montana State kid. We do need linebacker. What's left at linebacker? Colin Pierce is my guy, says Remy. Oh boy. This is not great. All right. Let's take Frazier. We're gonna kind of do what we can here. He's obviously worn plenty of hats and maybe could do it. Athletically, it's there. Let's go Frazier. Holland Pierce would be fun, but I know we're drafting. Drew Kendall's a big center. Drew Kendall is a big center. That's right, because he was 6'4", 308. Maybe that probably makes more sense. All right, let's do this then. Let's go get a linebacker. We'll stick with the West Coast theme. We'll get Teddy Buchanan, who I think, he wreaked havoc in the in that Auburn game, as we kind of talked about. So we're gonna go Buchanan there. We got our wide receiver. Probably should double up at corner. Let's go get Tommy Hill from Nebraska, and then we should be able to go get our guy here from Montana State, Marcus Ware, and that fits kind of the. Kendall also did play for Hafley. He did, indeed. And Remy is a fan of Teddy Buchanan. Yeah, linebacker is pretty thin. I do think Green Bay is going to potentially look there. So again, we get a C+. I'm going to download this one so we have it. I knew they were going to tell us to pick James Pierce. I think we all know that they're not going to do that. Green Bay is going to have a tough time looking for athleticism at linebacker. That's a good point, Dana. So we do go get Derek Harmon. We get Donovan Jackson, Kobe Bryant, astray from the thresholds. But again, Green Bay could potentially do it if they believe he's a really good player. I feel like Bryant can fit that mold. Oladejo from UCLA. Dante Thornton Jr. play to help the receiver room, Teddy Buchanan, Tommy Hill, and Marcus Ware. So we get our 4 guys in the trenches to meet the Howie Roseman style draft. So there's our first one. It's on the board. We've downloaded it. Shall we run another? What shall we do for this one? So I've got some options. Shall we take the corner early? Should that be our next direction in this mock draft frenzy? I feel like it should. I feel like it gives us a good. Coach Len says he likes that one. Maybe this will be the one that gets JT. We double dip at corners. We actually did technically double dip there, but if we want to do it earlier, let's do the corner early deal here and get that thing rolling. Assuming we go for edge in free agency, I like that. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll double dip at corner earlier than we did there, right? Round 3, round 7 in that previous mock. So let's do that. We're going to take the corner early in this one. I like it. Maybe this will be the one where Will Johnson falls here, you know? That would be great. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Okay. So here's the deal. We're going to take corner early, right? Because, and wait a minute. No, Thomas. Okay. Because Adam Huddle brought it up, right? Taking, I believe he said exactly that. Got a dip, take care, and all you she says. Thank you, Dana, for dropping by. Appreciate you. Always fun to have you in the chat here, interacting with all of us. Take care and enjoy the rest of your Thursday, Dana, for sure. So assuming we go edge, let's take one of these corners. Who do we want to take? I think, listen, I know Harrison with the size thing, that's kind of the worry, right? Even though we ran the 4.2, Trey Amos, we could go, I've heard I think it's Savone Revel, and then Azarie Thomas. So if we go that direction, right, ignoring essentially everything else, we could do the 2 birds, 1 stone. Trade back and still take the corner. Amos or Thomas, I lean Amos. First round worthy is Revel. He's uber athletic. He is. Okay, how far can we move back here? 45. Okay, that's not an option. So we got to decide who we're going to take here. We can't go back all the way to 45. Maybe we could, let's see. We could offer somebody like Philly. Let's see if Philly wants to move back. Philly's not interested. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a lot of biters, folks. That's tough. Yep. Nobody's biting, so we're going to have to stay here and pick. Would love to trade back, but nobody wants to. Leaves us in a tough spot, but we're going to have to work with it. That's the trouble sometimes. Old, hurt, and raw. Okay, so we're leaning Thomas or Amos. Joseph Gleason has voted for Amos. I don't mind that, but I don't mind Thomas either. Poor ball production for Thomas. Okay. We'll see about Green Bay not drafting. There's a chance. I've heard a lot of things about Thomas potentially being the pick at 23. So something definitely to note. But maybe we just go Amos here. There's a lot of votes all across the board here. Joseph Gleason wants Amos. Coach Lynn wants Revel, and then Adam wants Thomas. We're gonna have to break that tie somehow before we move forward. Revel's hurt, but it's just ACL. Again, the one thing is we always assume guys are gonna be right back to form immediately after the ACL tear. And it just seems like it's just very rarely the case, which stinks, honestly. But we hope Revel can get back to form immediately, but I feel like it might take some time. And again, maybe they're comfortable with that. Maybe Green Bay, unlike before, is very comfortable. I will say, Well, we got 3 interceptions since 2022. Amos just 3 as well. Thomas has 2. So we're not even that far off. So I don't know. I like Porter in the second. I mean, if he's there, yes, we could do that. That is something that, all right, we won't take the corner in the first then. Let's do this then. Let's take Nolan. If we want to take Nolan, we can do that, and then we could take Porter in the second. Trade all the way back to 45, you say? Maybe trade back to 45. Well, let's see what we can get. 2 2s plus 116. To go all the way back to 45. To go all the way back. Now, we can stop it and come back up. But I think here are the options. This would be fun. But I think we got to make the call here. Not a fan of the cornerbacks in the first, but it'd have to be somebody to be Amos. I like Porter in the second. All right, well, looks like we're going to lead Amos. We're not going to trade back. We got to do it. We got to do it. And we'll see what happens after we take Amos here. All right. In the second round, figured Porter would be there. Ursery's there. Of course, Benjamin Morrison is as well. No JT. He goes to the pick before. But we could get an edge rusher, Braden Swinson. And that feels like something that makes plenty of sense here. Now, obviously, the corners are still decent. We'll probably pick another one in the fourth, just doing that. We could go wide receiver here. That is an option. I think Iomanor and Royals are the fits. Maybe you just take Trey Harris now and say forget about the weight. Actually, no. I think I've got it. I think we don't go wide receiver here. I think we go Collins or we go Swinson, because Coach Lynn, you brought up a guy the last time, and I'm betting on him. I'm betting on a certain guy being available in the third here. But Joseph wouldn't hate Iomanor. Could do the all Ole Miss draft. This is kind of a med class with 4 clean corners. Nolan the third. Yeah, Porter is pretty raw, Chris. Yes. It is a position change. If we want to go with Iomanor here, we can definitely do that. However, if we want to help the defensive line first, I always peak Green Bay receiver. He is. But if Horton's doing this kind of stuff at 1144, 1131, if he's doing that at 196, I think we'll take it. All right, fine. We'll take the Stanford receiver. We'll take Iomanor here. So we've gone corner receiver. Right, we've gone Amos and Iomanor here. I think obviously defensive line still needs some juice no matter what. Looking at Jordan Phillips, who's a young player who might actually, again, that could be the one tech and that could be the fit. That makes the most sense here. Because again, we talked about this being potentially just edge. Did Horton play a lot of slot? I don't think so. Walker, I like. David Walker? Is that what we're thinking of? Oh, but we said. That's right. We did say Chris Paul staring at you. Yeah. He's a little bit smaller, but I mean, value here is pretty good. Value is pretty good. All right. It feels like a great opportunity to take a really young player in Jordan Phillips. I'm going Bow and hoping for Peebles. It's fair. Hoping for Peebles. Trade up in the 4th. Yeah, it gets a little... I know Remy's talked about Cam Horsley. Got Ty Robinson. Yeah, Bo. We haven't taken Bo in a lot of these. Yeah, all right. We're gonna take Bo. Let's take Marcus Bo. And we'll see what D-line does for us on day 3 because we haven't taken one yet. But that's what's fun about these. That's what's fun about it. Oh, boy. You hate to see this. Ah, boy. Okay. We have what we need to do. Is Riley Mills bigger? Hold on. Double checking Riley Mills just to see. Do we have measurables? So Coach Lynn asked, Bo is a true tackler. Can he play guard? Well, the good thing about Bo, which here, I'll go grab his thing here and pull this up. He has played guard. He played in 2022, but other than that, it's been right tackle. However, I think he can play center, and that's why we picked him here. Versatile enough to potentially kick inside and play center. I think he can play guard. It gives you some flexibility, I think, on the inside, and potentially gives you a tackle to play in a pinch, perhaps. But I do think he's best fits in the interior, and he might be able to just take over at center. I'm looking. Did we get measurements? Does anybody find measurements on Riley Mills? Just because we may consider it here. Yeah, I know it's the old listed height weight, but if this is, again, brother. Let me see if I can go here. I should be able to find him fairly quickly. While that's being pulled up, I do think we have an option to double up at corner. Again, I think Quincy Riley can play better than all this over here. Yeah, Coach Lynn, I think he is. I think Bo is. If they believe it, and he's, again, whether it's fair or not, he's getting the Bo is getting the hey, this is, he's the Zach Tom of this class. Is that fair to him? Probably not, because Tom actually played center, right, and played more positions than just right tackle, right guard. But he's getting that flexibility, look how good some of this technique is type of thing, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that when it comes to Bo. So let me just see if I can find him quickly. Should be able to. DT from Notre Dame. Here we go. All right. I have 6'5", 291, arm length 32 and 5/8. That's not bad. But let's do the double dip at corner because we said Bo doesn't have very skinny legs. Looked like that at Senior Bowl practice. Yeah, he does. But I do think, again, if you see the technique, you see all the quicks, and you go, yeah, let's just build this up in the strength program. I feel like that's doable. I do feel like that's doable. I like the CJ West shout if he were available. He's clearly not, because Jordan Phillips got taken pretty quickly. There's CJ West, 105 to the Patriots. Would have loved that too. But let's do what we said. We're gonna go heavy at corner. We're gonna take Quincy Riley here, and then we're gonna see how the chips fall after that. I think we're gonna have options though, because I think edge still, Jaw Joyner. He's 6'5", 265, and I think there's stuff to work with there at edge. Could go that direction. Is defensive line still kind of meh? Got Junior Tafuna. Nope, I got the plan. I have the plan. I think let's go Joyner here. Right, what do we have? We have 2 corners, receiver, tackle. Yeah. This should be D-line. for certain. Oh, no. Shoot. I really want to do that. Yeah, no. Yep. Mighty Thor next. Yes, we're thinking about that. Actually, what I'm going to do, I know they brought back McDuffie. But again, we're operating under, if we go back up here, right, we kind of operating under what Remy said at the beginning, kind of like, let's assume we go edge in free agency and we don't go that route much in the draft at all. So I'm going to take Kobe King here, but then we've got two other options at defensive line that I think are going to help as well. So let's do that. Let's take Ty Robinson for 1. Okay. And then take our buddy here, Thor Griffith for 2. There we go. Okay. So we got our 2 corners. We got a couple defensive linemen late. This has been mostly defense in this one. And so we round this out, I think, by taking... Nope. Absolutely not. I like the late 5th rounder, later edge. Leave the big upgrade there for free agency or trade. Yes. I think we're going to take one of those guys in one of these mocks here for sure. But yeah, I Fadil Diggs and Jaw Joyner feel like real good potential there in that late 5th. Judy says, do you hear the report that yours might go in the 2nd? I mean, that's the thing. NFL teams love that high school recruiting, that type of pedigree, that they hang on to it. The immortal whiskey duo, Johnny Walker and Evan Williams. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good too. I think it makes plenty of sense. If Walker wasn't, I think Walker came in a little smaller, if I remember correctly. And so that was maybe like, oh, that's the question, perhaps. And that may be why he got taken off the board a little bit in terms of what Green Bay likes. Right. But I do love that shout because I think it's very funny. Yeah. So I think we finished this one up by doing one of two things. We either take a skill position or we just continue the offensive line barrage. I feel like we're just going to do that because I saw him on here, and anytime you can get Vincent at 251, you do that. So we did go double trenches again, and that feels like something that is very popular. I know they're not going to like the first-round pick. Boy, they didn't like this one bit. They like the Ayomanor pick. They like Bo, obviously, but we got Amos and Riley, and I think that would be a real jolt in a good way for this corner room. Ayomanor blocks. He can win down the field. Bo is the center. Kobe King is a good block shedder. Ty Robinson, great use of the hands. I think he's got some ability to rush the passer. Tested really well at the combine. And then Thor Griffith, who I don't believe got an invite, but he's played some 1-tech. He's played some 3-tech. You know, he competes his butt off. He was at Harvard before Louisville. And then you get Carson Vincent there at the end. So I'm going to save this one. And yeah, that's the cornerback early draft. So we've done a couple of them. Should we do one where we trade now? How did Riley test at the combine? I could probably bring that up. Okay, so this would fit though. 5'10" and 5'8", 194, right on that line. Not the worst, right? 4.49, that can play. Didn't do any of the others that I can see. Yeah. Nope. This is what we got. But, you know, it's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, do we want to trade for Trey Hendrickson or DK? All right. Let's do that. All right, we're gonna do the trade one now. As we go back to the simulator, this is the easiest one for me, in my opinion, to trade players, just because you can do it right before the draft. You don't have to mess around with that. Who should we trade for, chat? Let's hear that really quick. Who should we trade for? Should we trade for Hendrickson or DK? I have my preference, but I want to hear your preferences. And maybe we'll do one of each. But I want to hear what should we do first? Okay, we're getting a lot of Hendrickson here. Remy does want to do a second and Dobbs for DK. We could do that, but let's do Hendrickson. What are we going to do? What is Hendrickson going to fetch? Joseph Gleason, Coach Len, Drew D. Prince, all in on Hendrickson. So let's do that. What do we think it takes to land Hendrickson? That's really the question. That's what we got to figure out. That's what we got to get a good handle on that. Because it might just come down to money, right? I've seen some people throw out pick swaps, a second and a fourth. Guys are giving up players plus a third. The problem is right, first plus Jair. The problem is the Bengals don't want to pay players on defense, Drew. So I don't know if they're going to pay Ja any money, right? That's the thing. I don't know if we can get that done. It feels like a 2 and a 4 might do it. Let's try that first. Because obviously PFF will give us the ability to trade and make that offer. So let's do that first. We'll get a 2 and a 1, and we might be 2 and a 4, and we might be able to just kind of move sort of around in that case. Joseph W., what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. There is already reporting on DK, but let's go get the pass rusher. Remy, we'll definitely do a DK one, just because I know you brought that up and we want, yeah. But let's go see if we can get Hendrickson for let's see, 55. Wow, really? Just a second? Really? What if we just do this? Second and a 2026-5. I mean, that's what we're gonna do. Cool, we got Hendrickson. All right, great. 2 and a 5, no problem. Enjoy the extension, Trey Hendrickson. You're going to be around for a long, long time. All right, let's start the draft. We got Hendrickson. So now what do we do? What's a direction we want to go in here? Because we've got some options. We could also just trade back. Eagles at 32. Yeah, we're doing that. Let's do that. Let's trade back. I don't even think I have a couple receivers. Obviously, there's D tackles still here. We're obviously not going to take edge. That's out of the question. But D-line's not out of the question. Wow, we might end up taking Amos again. But let's see what we can do. Let's trade back. There's a lot of options here. Gives us some flexibility in the third round. Yeah, couple trades. Here we go. Oh my gosh, they're all here. They're all here. Nobody's offering anything. That trade is a 0. But we get any 3 tech we'd like at this pick still. Well, we haven't gone Nolan yet, so we might as well do that for fun. My gosh, that's crazy. We aren't going to pick till the 3rd. So if you want someone, speak now. I mean, Zabel probably fills some needs if we want to do that. But I don't think I'm going any other direction. It's got to be Zabel or one of these cats. Or Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins not going to be available. Obviously, we don't pick till 87. So you got to think of who's going to be there at 87 when we're picking. Right? Tyleik Williams is available. Yes, he is one of those available at 32. However, it's going to be hard to convince me to go any other direction than these guys. However, you could get defensive tackle later too. Right? Jordan Phillips has been there quite a bit. CJ West. But again, you get a Walter Nolan here at 32. I like Tyleek. Good run defender. I honestly, I like Collins a little more than Tyleek. All right. Joseph would like Zabel. That's fair. That is fair. Wow. Interior offensive line is in shambles. In shambles. All right. Let's go Nolan. I like it. Prince Capsaicin wants best option. Remy says go Nolan. All right. So we have Nolan and Hendrickson joining the fold here as we pick there. Green Bay's going to be on the clock here at 87. Yeah, I think there's a couple directions. Could go Bo again, but we've got 2 picks here. Could go the true center. Could get Jared Wilson out of the way here. Or we haven't taken Noel Williams yet. And I know it's early, but I think he fits the best of anybody available here. Receiver. This could be the option now. Torrey Horton plus Jared Wilson, or Torrey Horton plus Noel Williams. Interior is just, again, center is such a problem when you get down the list. Wide receiver. Yeah, the third down. This is nuts, by the way. Gary Wyatt, Nolan Hendrickson. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's true. It's early relative to PFF Sport, Remy. That's a good point. I think we pick. Universal Truth says got to address the trenches. Well, let me tell you, we've got Hendrickson and Nolan on this team just now. All right, let's do this. Let's at wide receiver. We're going to bet on some later names. Let's go get these 2 guys. Let's go get Wilson, and let's get. Actually, I feel more. Oh, who do we feel more comfortable that makes it? I mean, he's way further down the list, right? Come on. Just don't take him. Okay. Perfect. All right. So we are cooking right now. Walter Nolan. We get Jared Wilson at center. We get Noel Williams, who I agree with Remy at 96. I'm all the way in. Yeah, we are cooking right now, I think. And Torrey Horton's still available if we want him. This is crazy. This is insane work. We're probably going to do that. What other direction do we want to go? We could take Zy Alexander, although the testing wasn't ideal. Could take Riley again. Tight end could be fun one of these times. That's going to happen eventually here. We are. This one. Everyone else got. We are crushing this right now. Nobody wants a piece of us, and that's fair. Oh, it would be fun to just. It would be fun to just take Torrey Horton. I think we're going to do that. Joseph Gleason, how do Noel and Jacob Parrish compare? Noel, I think technique wise and quicks. I think Parrish is a little better. However, Parrish is smaller. Parrish is like 5'9", 190. Noel's, I think, at least 6 foot, if I remember correctly. Let me see if I've got it here. Yeah, here we go. Noel Williams is 6 foot 0 3/8, 199. So it's really the size is the biggest difference between the two of them. And so he's not, again, as quick, but again, he probably fits better as a perimeter corner for Green Bay's defense than Parrish will, and the thresholds are better for him. Remy, this is about right. Yeah, I think Parrish, you're getting more quicks, but yes, I think Parrish is going to be seen more as a slot player versus Noel Williams. Drew D saying this is the dream draft. Yeah, we're gonna take Torrey Horton for the production and if he can play at that size. Not that I don't like anybody else left, but we're gonna go that direction here. It gives us a playmaker down the field a little bit as well. Yeah, this is looking good. We could take Kobe King again, of course. Well, well. Gosh, we said we were gonna do like Howie Trench draft stuff, but like we're still doing it. Like no matter what happens, we're still taking like trench players pretty much all the time. Oh, we could do this. That could be fun. Maybe one tech. Yeah, that's possible. Could get your guy Horsley here, but maybe might be able to get him at 200. I'm gonna do this for one. Again, can never go wrong with offensive line. And Logan Brown pretty much fits everything that we want. And I don't know if there's anybody else. All right, we're going to take Kobe King again. I don't like taking guys more than once, but I think it's going to give us a couple options at 200. Wow, of course, center's still here. That's sick. We like that. After this, you should do luxury players only, draft crushers only. Oh, you know we're doing that. We're going to trade for DK. We're going to trade for DK at least once here. Yeah, I like this. I like what I see on the number stuff from Horsley. That run stop rate is nuts. And he hasn't played a ton of A-gap. He's played a lot of B-gap stuff. Thank you, Fred, for showing up and chilling. Appreciate you. Hopefully you can watch the rest of this afterwards. But take care, Fred. Yeah, offensive tackle. Trey Weedig. Again, top competition's down here almost. Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame. If Will Campbell, ooh, that's a great question. That's a great question. That is interesting. What are we still missing here? Oh, right. We thought about doing this. No? Yeah, let's do this. Let's have fun. Aronde Gadsden, receiving tight end with some upside there. It still gives us room to take another offensive lineman. Let's go Trey Weedig. And then we can finish it up with perhaps another corner. Tommy Hill feels like somebody who's got the most size. I think I have to look at the Senior Bowl measurements because I don't remember if both or either of the UCF guys fit. Where's McWilliams? 5'10", 181. Nope. What about BJ Adams? Please be bigger. Please be bigger. 6'1", 186. All right. Let's go BJ Adams to finish it out. Okay. So this one for folks that are maybe just joining or not. Couple of things for this. Trey Hendrickson for a second and a fifth. Cincinnati gets to, hopefully address their defense actually. Trade down with Philly, acquire another third. Walter Nolan, Jared Wilson, Noel Williams, Torrey Horton, Kobe King, Aronde Gadsden, Trey Weedig, and BJ Adams. We still find ourselves getting 4 guys for the trenches. Pretty much anything we do. I'm going to save this one also. Boy, this one just felt like, it almost felt unfair, and I really like that. Drew D says, if Will Campbell falls at 23, Will Campbell or Walter Nolan? Oh, I think Will Campbell. I think you play him at center. I think there are other defensive tackles with pass rush upside and juice. TJ Sanders, Joshua Farmer, right? There are those guys on day 2 if you want to maneuver around the board, go up. maybe in the second round and go get one of those guys. It's going to be hard to find somebody as talented and as technically refined as Will Campbell later in this offensive line class than there will be to find another pass rush guy like Nolan. So I would go Campbell. AM, what's going on? Says, do you think we look for kick return, punt return? I know Nixon doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, they could be in the market for that. Could look at receiver or corner for guys who could do that, who ran well, who have that experience. I know Ricky White's a little smaller and wasn't super athletic at the testing, but I know he's been on special teams a ton. But yes, they could definitely look for a corner or a receiver on day 3 of the draft that say, yeah, he's got some special teams experience. We've seen the return ability, and kind of integrate him more that way. Very, very possible that Green Bay looks for that as kind of an ancillary skill set to what they're looking for from the prospect at corner receiver on day 3, for sure. Remy says Campbell has all pro potential as a center. I would agree with that. McWilliams could have been nice. He's a little smaller, but Prince Capsaicin says, yeah, in addition to that, good balance like this one. Drew D says we could play Campbell at right guard. That's for sure. Remy says Noel Williams is elite as a returner. Well, that's great news. We got him on this team. 330 yards returning, so that will work. So this is good. Let's go trade for DK on this next one. I know Remy wanted to try that, so I think we try to make that happen. We'll see what it takes, a second or a third plus Dobbs, but we're going to see what happens when we do that. Nope, 7 rounds. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Let's work out that trade with our buddies here in Seattle. Go get a player like DK. What's it going to take? 8% for that. How about 8% plus Dobbs? Okay, 2 and Dobbs will work. How about 3? 3 and Dobbs will work. Interesting. We might take that. We might take that. No. Yeah, it's probably going to take a second. Let's do the second. Remy, you brought that up. Let's see if we can make this work. We're going to offer that trade. Dobbs is going to Seattle. DK's coming to Green Bay. Let's start the mock. Another one where we might trade down if there is that option. Houston wants to trade up. So does Detroit. I think we probably take that. Oh, no. No. We're not moving. Nope, we don't get this opportunity enough. I think we got to take Kenneth Grant. Chat. What are we thinking about this? I feel like he's never here, and if he is, man, yeah, but Houston could come up for him. That's the thing, right? Does Kenneth Grant last long enough? Minnesota needs defensive interior. Houston needs defensive interior. I don't like this. I think you stick. But if you want to trade down, chat, we will trade down here. Let me know what y'all think. We don't get many opportunities to take him, though. But again, if we want to take defensive tackle again, which we've taken quite a few times, we can go a different direction. Let me know what y'all think. Give it a few seconds here. All right, so we've made the trade straightforward. Okay. There are too many good players right now. 2 spots is perfect. All right. Hate to be a hater, but I'm trading down over taking a 1 tech in the first. All right, we got some folks trade down. Should we trade down 5 or 2 spots? Lexi, let's see what we can get. 54% chance. 4th and a 5th. What did Detroit have? 101 and 133. Interesting. Yeah, no, we'll be taking that. They're gonna take Grant. Yep, I knew it. I knew these jokers were gonna take him. Okay. All right, that puts us back. We got plenty of kind of late day 2, early day 3 capital now. Maybe we can move up slightly. I don't think this is the one. Oh, do we have to take Harmon again? Or do we try it? Do we try the Zabel? We haven't gone that direction yet. Might as well, since we haven't done it. Trading with the Lions in Green Bay and them getting Grant, who I know a lot of people really, really like. I think that would people would be ticked. Okay. Should we take Zabel? We haven't gone offensive line early yet. We could do the thing with take long-term tackle potentially if they let Rashid walk. Josh Connerly could be that guy potentially. Or do we just, what does everyone think here? Because we could obviously just take defensive tackle again. They're all available. Minnesota wants to trade up from 97. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But I'm gonna need. Wait, what? You're kidding. This is a joke, right? We could get Justin Jefferson and DK. No, I'm kidding. Okay. No, we're not doing that. Maybe Pierce. We already have wide receiver 1 and lack edge 2. Yeah, right. Minnesota gives up Jefferson at 97 for 28. I don't think so. Jefferson and DK. Anybody? We could give them Wicks. Pierce to me just doesn't fit at all. That's the only reason I don't want to go that direction. Because he's 245 and Goody has talked about we're not going that small. So if we do go edge here, I would take Scorton. Loveland is not there. He actually went to the Chargers. But don't worry, we're cooking something up at the end of this sucker for someone like that. But to me, I think it's we take one of the D tackles, we take Zabel or we take Scorton. Could go Tyleek. But I think the player we take is in this kind of picture here. Scorton's at the bottom. We take one of these 5. Let's try to get DT in the second. All right. Then we're going to do this. We're going to switch it up. Let's take Scorton here. Dang it. Joseph said Zabel or DT. Yes, Clay Matthews was 240. However, Remy, this is not a 3-4 anymore. So that's the problem. Green Bay, they just don't take guys under that 258 to 260 mark very often. And the way Goody talked about it, I don't feel like anything was going to change there. So we're going to take Scorton there. We can still take Jared Wilson if we want to. Can still take Bo. Strange group of selections here. DT if we want it. CJ West. A little bit smaller, but boy does he play tough. I don't want to take Wilson again, but I don't want to take him again. But I feel like we probably should take him again. Just based on what's here. We've taken the edge. We have 87. We have 101. That's our next pick. Actually, who's got 88? Jacksonville. No. All right, that's fine. None of those. If we don't want any of the DTs at this point, CJ. I feel like we could take CJ. Who got the third DT out of Nolan, Harmon, Alexander? What do you mean? Who got the third DT? Like go all the way back and find out who took them? We could do that really quick. They're not going to last very long. Alexander went 40th. Harmon went 34th, and Nolan went 30th. So there you go. Nolan went to Buffalo, Harmon to the Giants, and then Darius Alexander to the Saints. Let's go CJ West simply because we haven't done that yet. And I think there's a chance that we still get somebody like Jared Wilson. Bang. Now we need to get corners. That's very clear. Mello Dotson, not great athletically for Green Bay. 40 would be a long ways to trade up. It would. All right, we have 124 and 133. I know he's not the best athlete, but I'm going to take Dotson with one of these two. And then we're going to take another right after that. I think we take Huzzy. We haven't taken him. And how big was he? I want those Shrine Bowl measurements. 5'9", 194. Darn it. We're going to go Riley again. Yeah, we need to get Riley on top of it. We're going to get Dotson and Riley. I know we've taken both of them. I don't want to take Kobe King again. But we could take Logan Brown. We haven't taken Logan Brown. Gosh, this is going to be all trenches. We're going to do that. Then we'll see what happens here. Okay, yeah. So we've gotten Scourton, West, Wilson, Dotson, Riley, Brown. It makes me want to go get. I still think we might take Gadsden again. But we haven't done this yet. And we might as well do it once. Yeah, I think we have to take a corner in the third. After that's all players outside Thrush. Yeah, it does seem like corner has to be addressed earlier. We'll do one more normal one after this, and then we'll do the chaos one, and that'll probably be wraps. That will probably be it. Let's take Taj Brooks for fun here. Big bruiser, can make stuff out of nothing. Yeah. Let's just take running back for fun. I know nobody wants me to do it, but I'm going to do it for fun. Then late down this line, let's go with, well, we could do a couple things. Could go special teams. That's funny. So we've got DK. We trade away Dobbs. Watson free agent. We've taken 2 offensive linemen. See, I feel like everything has been kind of. Let's take K. Madrano. He's fun. And then, yeah, I mean, they might take a developmental QB late. Let's take Jordan Hancock to challenge for the slot. So we took a lot of DBs in this one, but I do think, again, we'll hang on to that, download that. That's our 4th one of the night. Trade back with Detroit after trading for DK. Dobbs is on the move. But we land Scorton, we land West, we land Wilson. Dotson, Riley, and Hancock. Hancock will play slot corner. You get a guy in K. Madrano, not very big, but a good athlete, potential special teamer. Where we talked about Logan Brown. And you get Taj Brooks maybe in the running back room if it thins out at all in free agency, which it still could. There's still a world where that happens. They like this one. They like the B+. They liked all the picks, most of the picks near the top there. So that works. The trade ones were interesting. I think we do one kind of no trades, no nothing. Or not trading for players. Let's do one more here that's kind of like just a little more straightforward, or it's wide receiver time in the first. Let's see if we can do that. It'll be one of two things. We'll either do it like kind of trade back, trade up, move around, or we'll take the round 1 wide receiver, please. Give me the chance to take one. Darn it. All right. We're calling it audible. This is the Let's Get Chaotic draft. We're going to go a little bit off the reservation just based on who's here. That's, I think, what's going to happen. I know Buffalo wants to trade back. Ooh, actually. No, we're going to do the chaotic one now. We're taking Colston Loveland at pick 23. And here's the reasoning for those who are, still like, okay, let me understand the vision. Essentially what I'm thinking here is you've got receivers on the perimeter, right? If you want to be in 12 while also having a good receiver plus blocker and be able to do a lot out of one formation, you get a guy who I think is a better run blocker than he's given credit for. I know it wasn't as good last year if you look at the PFF grades, but if he was dealing with that shoulder injury all season, that's going to matter. I think if you watch him in 23 as a blocker, you get a lot more excited of what he can do. I don't know if he's going to completely replace Kraft, but he can hold his own. He's going to be able to kind of, do those, is that the trap blocks, right? Remy, buddy, what are we doing? Read the mock, bro. Read the room. We're getting chaotic. That's the point. So my again, the reasoning is he's a good enough receiver that he can take on everything that slot receivers do plus block. It's like putting a Puka, right, a Cup, that type of player into your offense that allows you to run it well, but also get into an explosive and reliable passing game. So, Remy, this is the goal. It's not, again, this isn't like, they're going to take Colston Loveland, right? That's not what we're doing here. We're getting chaotic for a reason. We're getting chaotic and fun on purpose in this one. On purpose. I want to take edge, but again, corner just dries up so much. Corner just dries up to no end. Dang it. Who else wants to move? Kansas City? 57% chance. Might as well offer it. Darn it. All right. Okay. I think we got to take a corner just simply because it's the draft just isn't deep enough for this when we go this route. So I'm gonna not go raw. I'm gonna bet on the injuries, not catching up to him in the league. Let's go steal Benjamin Morrison in the second round. And we'll see what trenches have to hold for us later. You guys are darn lucky that I went that route because I don't think he was available. No, he was. I almost did this. So I almost took Travion after Colston Loveland. So at least be thankful I didn't do that. So we have some defense. Elijah Roberts could do some 3-tech stuff for Green Bay if we want him to do that. Morrison's my cornerback. One about the injuries. Oh, there were a lot of people on Morrison there. Prince Capsaicin maybe wanted to take Porter. JT, that could have been an option. Take Scatterbo next. See, this is what I like this. Princely would have been fun too. If you don't like your wide receiver play, take a wide receiver off. Exactly. Take JJ. Oh man, we could have some fun now. You want to have some fun? You know what? It's a fun time. Let's do it. Let's do it for the heck of it. We know we can get O-line later. We've seen that. You're right. Fullback / defensive tackle. Who doesn't want it, Yeah, we're messing around. Let's do it. Chaotic draft. Oh, Jaden Blue's explosive for this group. Okay. I think it still gives Green Bay some options. It would have been really nice. I did this once, I will say. In the chaotic draft, we have to create let's do that. We'll definitely do that. Even though he doesn't fit everything as much, I really wanted to have a chance to take Hassanin from Boise State. The one I did before I got on to start this is I got Loveland and then Henderson, but then I got Jordan Phillips, I got Hassanin, Logan Brown, Jake Majors. Like, it was good. It was good for taking like two players you absolutely don't need necessarily in the top couple rounds. So be thankful we didn't go that direction. Right? We didn't take. Oh no, we took defensive interior. What the heck am I doing? I mean, it's an option. What do we got here? See, I just feel like I never liked the guys. There's no way, right? No. Let's take Luke Condra. We haven't taken him yet. He's played a lot of guard, but maybe that allows us to kick someone inside to play center. Let's do that. We haven't done that yet. Just drafting on vibes right now. No questions, just vibes. Johnny Walker Jr. Good pass rusher. I really want to take Fidel Diggs. That's super unfortunate. What do you do in the chaotic draft? We haven't taken running back yet. Bashal Tootin. Yep. Chaotic draft for the win, folks. All right, we haven't taken O-line. No, we have. We have taken O-line. We're fine. We're fine, guys. Boy, I hope Walker's still here. Oh, Fidel Diggs is still here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's another good point. We may have to take QB. And I feel like if we take QB, we got to take Brosmer. I actually really like what I've seen. We hit all our needs more quickly in the chaotic draft. That's what I'm saying. We're taking Fidel Diggs. We need to take edge. But hopefully our guy's still here, because for Remy we got to do it. Yeah, we should have done QB, but we got to make the Walker and Evan Williams duo. And then I know we got this covered. Marcus Ware. All right, so the chaotic draft was quick. But we did. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's fine, guys. The grade is fine. Don't worry about it. But we got Loveland and Bashal Tootin. That's sick. We like that. Plus, we got Johnny Walker Jr., Remy. There we go with Evan Williams. We still got Condra and Ware, which I kind of like both of those on the offensive line. And I like the idea of Diggs, JJ Pegues, I think is how you say it. But Loveland Morrison's actually not bad. I'm keeping this. That's for the haters right there. That's for the haters. All right, one more at least. I like this. Commenting late, but Hendrickson would be our best case scenario signing. Seems like a guy who would be more Green Bay guy than someone like Garrett. It's going to take less money to get Hendrickson, I think, than Garrett. Very clearly, because the Bengals have clearly, like, the leverage a little bit has gone from the Bengals side of things, whereas Cleveland, like, there's going to be a lot more heavy interest because of how good Garrett's been and how much they're, like, clearly stating they want to keep him. And, like, why would you not? So, like, they're going to do what they can to try and keep him around, but at the same time, like, you know, teams know his worth, and I think he's done it a little bit longer than Hendrickson has. Hendrickson's been great with the Bengals, but I do think, like, Garrett has done it a little longer. So, all right, we're going to do, I like what Drew brought up, guys we haven't picked before in this one. Another trade-up draft. Ooh, we want to trade up? Let's do that. Let's not go super fast. Let's try to trade up. Let's try to trade up. Let's try that. All right. We're going to let this go. Hunter, Genty, Graham. Okay. So. Offensive. T-Mac. Interesting. T-Mac could be something. With Garrett, it's definitely, it's more difficult. That's for sure. I think the Bengals are clearly like, we're going to let him go so we can pay that trio in Cincinnati. Yeah, I think that's also true. We could trade up for T-Mac. Let's go a little slower. I'm hoping what doesn't happen at 11. Okay. Okay. Let's offer this to them. Darn it. All right, Dallas, what do you need? Or no, why don't we, let's try this. I know you're not going to take him, but 20. Man, I hate that. Yeah, this, Coach Lynn, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm trying to do. Come on, let me do it. Dang it. Yes. Okay. We're taking Will Johnson in the move up here. I think this is the way to go. T-Mac would be super fun. T-Mac would be a lot of fun for this team. But I do like the idea, again, corner, if Ja is done, I think if you go get a player like this, it's so helpful. It's so good. He's such a good zone corner. He's a 1. We did it, folks. All right, let's speed this up. We did it. We got up there and got our guy. How is Cheddar Sanders still here? Somebody trying to move up? Oh, yes. Give me all this. Yeah. How about both of these? No? You don't like that? Nope, we don't like. Okay, we don't like that. Fine. T-Mac can be it's true. He could be. He could be a 1. But I like moving back here, actually. Yeah, I like this. Okay. I like this. You can have all, I'm taking all these for them, and they can have Cheddar. I knew they were moving up for Cheddar. Okay. We got our corner. That's good news. We've got a lot of picks now. That's also good news. We can take Omar Norman Lott to be our 3 tech right here, right now. Could take Kennard. Could take Birch. We did get a lot of picks. You know what? That's true, right? That's true. We don't have that many. We'll finish with 9 picks. That's not that many, actually. McMillan right on a 4.6. It's true. Again, to me, I know we're talking about T-Mac now. He is a lot like Drake London. There are so many similarities between the two, and I get it. And I think the jump balls, the yak ability, there's still enough fluidity for his size to get in and out of breaks. Like, he runs the route tree pretty well. So, like, I understand that for sure. I definitely do. So I wouldn't mind it. Let's go Norman Lott. I think that's going to be our best option here at defensive tackle. Yeah. I don't know if he is. I think London got the QB, and he took the step. The one thing about, since we're on Tetero McMillan here, the one thing, if you haven't watched the video, you should definitely watch the video on McMillan on the channel. The body language is the issue. You know when he's running in and out breakers, and you know when he's running down the field. Like, it is extremely, extremely clear, like when he is running stuff, in breakers, comeback, all that stuff versus like straight vertical routes. Like that has got to be cleaned up. So that's the one thing about T-Mac that concerns me. But again, I think the separation's pretty good overall. Excuse me. So I wouldn't be mad about it. I don't know if he destroyed Hunter. I know he had that one-headed catch on him, but I think I don't know if they face each other that much. I guess they might have in 23. I don't know if he destroyed him though. But again, McMillan does some really, really great things. Natural hands, huge catch radius. Yeah, I mean the body language can be taught. It's just again, you can also tell that there's a different pace when he comes out. Can he win on the outbreakers and the inbreakers and the comeback stuff while maintaining more speed off the line of scrimmage? That's going to be a question as well. Does that affect how crisp the route break transitions are as well? That's the one thing. Coach Lynn says he might be a better 50-50 guy than London. He might. We're going to take Norman Lott here for the defensive line just to keep this thing kind of rolling here. Ooh. RJ Harvey. That's interesting. No, I still think we could go get Bo, but we have 107. I kind of want to make sure we secure Wilson if I don't take Bo here. But maybe we don't have to. Who else are we taking? That's the real question. We've got a corner. We obviously haven't taken receiver. That's probably our biggest problem. It's going to be Torrey or nothing. Oh, we shouldn't be able to take him, right? Shouldn't be able to take him because Drew said we shouldn't take guys we've taken already. That makes it a lot more difficult, I will say. Definitely makes it a lot more difficult. Color me concerned. Okay. We could do this. This could be fun. All right, let's do this then. Let's take just because I like him and I think again he offers a little bit more, not the true center. If you like Monk, if you like one of the others, we're gonna take Bo. I know we've already taken him, but that's what I wanted to do there. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's definitely take Hassanin here. We have 124, so we can still potentially. Nope. Could wait. Get DK. Oh my heavens. You're joking. Yeah, no, we're doing this. We still have Knoll here? Yeah, that's too valuable. Too bad. I know we still don't have wide receiver yet. We're working on it. Pat Bryant's too darn good and too productive. Making quick picks now. Making quick selections. 3 left. We haven't done the QB thing yet, so let's do that. Take Brosmer, who I like the most out of the QBs left. 2 corners, edge, DT, offensive line, and receiver. Gets difficult here, but I'm going to take. Do I like Brosmer more than Shuck? No, I don't think so, but Shuck is probably going to be long gone by this point. We could go Kane Madrano. Let's do that. Let's go K. Madrano for Ayers Joy. I know he likes to go that direction. He likes that. Let's get Carson Vincent to end this sucker. There we go. That feels pretty good right there. So we traded up for Will Johnson. They wanted us to take McMillan. That's fair. We get Johnson, Norman Lott after kind of a big trade down from the second round. Marcus Bowe, Ahmed Hassanin, Noel Williams, Pat Bryant, Max Brosmer, Madrano, and then Carson Vincent. So we get 2 offensive linemen still. Gosh, we traded up, and I still might like this one the absolute best. Okay, so we did 6 of them, huh? 6 mock drafts in an episode tonight. There you go, your mock frenzy. Pre-free agency. I really like it. Real quick, we're going to hit on some of these before I get out of here, but I'm going to get out of here pretty quickly. So throw some thumbs up down on this stream if you can. Thank you all so much for coming in tonight. It was a blast. Remy says, how would Will Johnson fit into our defense? I mean, again, the defense has mostly been zone, right? There's a lot of cover 3 in this defense, but they've mixed in 2, 4, and 6, and that amount of zone coverage fits Will Johnson super, super well. The ability to have his eyes in the backfield and recognize coverage from being further off of the receivers is really, really good. And if they can go get him, I think it instantly makes the secondary a nightmare. And imagine hitting Johnson and Noel Williams. That would be insane. So Coach Lynn says he may be a slant dig go ball receiver until he learns the route tree. Coach Lynn, I like Golden better a lot too. I was hoping to get a draft where we could take Golden in the first. It just didn't materialize tonight. I'm sure we'll have that opportunity down the road when we do probably another one of these. But I would like him a lot for sure. Drudy says, Will Johnson could help us run cover 3 much better. I agree. Ayers Joy does believe in Monk at center, but if it's Bowe, it is totally fine. Yeah, I like this a lot. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty great draft overall. So that's, it's worth it. It's worth, I think, going up to get Will Johnson. It worked out really well, of course. It probably won't work out this well, but it worked. 6 mocks. Yeah, we did 6 of them tonight. We did a lot of movement, more movement than I thought we were going to do in a lot of them. So I'm glad that we got to do that. Ayers Joy says definitely more realistic to get Will than Hendrickson. Drudy says Golden has way too much buzz now. Never know. Yeah, it's possible he goes to Dallas at like 12. Like imagine if McMillan goes 8 to Carolina and Golden goes 12. There may not be another receiver that goes to the late 20s or even the second round. But those two could come off the board pretty quickly based on like the numbers that receivers are getting in a lot of these deals. DK looking for 30, right? So it is possible that teams are like, yeah, we got to get cheap at that position. So Joseph S says, well done, you beat Adams over under. We did do that. Thank you, Coach Lem, for popping in. It's been good to have you back in the streams, giving your thoughts. Yeah, it's been a blast. Ayers Joy says, could easily see Golden going before 20 and before Ibuka. I think it is possible. I think Ibuka, I think, projects more to the slot to me. And Golden's obviously had more experience on the perimeter. I mean, Ibuka might be a better route runner, just to like leverage attacking at this point, but like they're very close to me. So yeah. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. Of course, Joseph S., Adam Huddle. I can't scroll with this. Why not? SDM 40, Remy, of course, Prince Capsaicin. Lee was in here. Brandon Hallam's in here. Joseph Gleason. Said Joseph S. Dana came in for a while. Appreciate that. Chris N. Who else we got in here? If you've just been hanging out, I appreciate you. I said Coach Len, of course. Always a pleasure. Said Dana. Daltanian Wade dropped in to talk about Dante Thornton, which is always fun. He's going to be probably one of those later on guys to look at. There's no question about it. Ayers Joy, of course, dropping in. Always fun to have him here as well. It's always fun to have all y'all. All y'all, I love when you give takes. Drew D, of course. Joseph W is in here. We got a lot of Josephs, you know. If I missed you, I hope I didn't. Universal Truth, there's the one I was missing. Fred McFarley was in here for a while. AM, it's good to see you if you're new. Throw a like, hang around. We got a lot of Packers stuff that's going to be coming down the wire. So appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us tonight as well. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I didn't know if we were going to go 2 hours. We're not going to quite get there, but yeah, this was good. I'm glad we got a good amount in. And again, free agency is going to tell us plenty more about what Green Bay's actually going to do. So yeah, thank you guys. Oh, Janelle said only caught the last couple picks. Janelle, don't worry. We did 6 mock drafts. So if you want to go back and check all of that out, this is the last one of the 6 that we did, getting Will Johnson with Norman Lott, Bo, Hassanin, Williams, Bryant Prosmer, Medrano, and Vincent. This might be my favorite one. But yeah, Janelle, you should definitely check out the other ones. There are 6 in total. We traded for DK. We traded for Hendrickson. We took corner early. We did a lot of different things. We went chaotic once. That was fun. I almost went, I'm not going to spoil it. We're not going to spoil it for those for Janelle who didn't see it, but the chaotic one was a good time as well. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's going to be fun. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Coach Lynn thinks Golden goes before McMillan. I mean, if Dallas likes him more at 12, it's very possible. It's very, very possible. Ibuka go to Seattle, Ibuka and JSN, that's a lot of slot receiver on one team, but that could be fun as well. Yeah, thank you, Janelle, for dropping in here late. Emmanuel Wilson back in the fold officially. That's official. Did we get that? Is this real? Is this true? Just like, I know he was exclusive rights or something like that. I'm trying to make sure if I didn't miss it, but he was just tendered. Okay, perfect. Nice. Okay, well, there you go. We didn't need to take running back very early then. I'm glad we passed on Henderson in the chaotic mock, but we did take somebody, so that's good. That's good. The running back room is good, but if they really wanted to elevate it, I wouldn't be mad at it either. So there you go. Nice. Thank you, Coach Lem, for dropping that news. Jay Cole, appreciate you. Said just been listening. Love that. Appreciate you for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. Whelan and Telfort as well. Nice. Yeah, Telfort made sense. Whelan, of course. Just see it happening. Dio to Yingbo feels like our most likely signing. Man, if they give him that much, that's wild. That is wild, wild stuff. But yeah, that will do. Remy says the rumors are linked to the Packers are linked to DJ Reed, Dio, DK, or Devontae. Yep. It'd be fun if they did something a little different from that, but it'd be like Josh Sweat could be a good time. But we'll see. Free agency is going to be fun. We won't be having another one of these until kind of free agency is underway. So hope you all enjoy the start of that. Hope you all enjoy what's coming down the line here on the channel as well. Lots more prospect breakdowns and all of that. Once again, throw some thumbs up there. Hopefully Prince Capsaicin, I said thank you to you for showing up. I don't remember if I included you in the list or not. But I want to make sure I shout out everybody. But yeah, thank you guys. Throw some thumbs down there. Subscribe if you're new. And enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy your weekend. Last weekend before free agency. Excited to see what's going to happen. Again, thanks so much. Coach Sun says go live Monday, start of free agency. I don't know if I can do it on the start, but I can do it. Maybe in the evening. So if there's something in the big wave, we could talk about that for sure. I will consider it definitely. But yeah, thank you guys again. That I've said thank you about 5 times. I will check out Ryan's pod a few days ago. Big free agency shoppers could be kind of wild. Hopefully it's more of a trade for somebody. But yeah, thank you guys again. Go Pack, go. And we'll see you soon, potentially. We'll see. Early next week, late next week, we will figure something out, definitely. And with that said, again, enjoy everything that's coming down the pipe on the channel. It's going to be a lot. Good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Go Pack, go.